Alright, someone's ready to be in a relationship. I like that. Well, of course, this can also mean someone being very clingy, very needy, but I look at this as someone who's ready to be in a relationship, okay? Alright, let's do this. In the current situation, we have the devil here, okay? A lot of obsession. I think you're addicted to a certain person or addicted to a certain situation, or this is just a situation that you feel very stuck, tied, and bound to, okay? Doesn't have to be, but I'm getting if it's in relation to this, I feel you are obsessed with the relationship and you could have tried to hold on from being in a relationship with this person, or you could have been wanting to enjoy your freedom and singlehood for a very long time. But I think you're ready to do this now. Alright, your biggest challenge or what is influencing this is the magician. I like this. So I think you're obsessed with manifesting this relationship is what I'm getting, okay? Because the magician is someone who knows how, they're like in full-blown manifestation mode. Okay? Someone's like ready to take action. Someone's just ready. They're like wanting to put themselves out there. They feel they have everything that it needs to make this happen, all right? So I feel you're completely obsessed with this and you just want to make this happen under any circumstances, okay? Someone's hell-bent on making something happen again. So I'm getting someone who's wanting to be in a relationship finally is what I'm getting. In the past, there could have been a cycle that was stuck and stagnant, okay? Maybe you weren't learning your lessons. Maybe there was, it was almost like a lesson that till you don't learn this lesson, you're not going to complete a cycle, okay? So I think things were stuck and stagnant. You could be living at a distance from this person, but yes, there were lessons that were finally learned now. I feel you're finally learning your lessons. And on your mind, I think, but with the Three of Wands in reverse, right? I feel it's almost like you're turning your back towards a situation, okay? The Three of Wands in reverse is definitely someone who's giving up on their manifestations, who's not being able to wait. So it could also be that, you know what, you're done waiting and waiting and waiting, and now it's like, you know what, I'm going to make this shit happen and I'm done waiting and I'm not going to wait for my ships to come in. Maybe it's more like, I'm getting more of like you're losing your patience day by day, okay? Like, is this ever happening or not? And that's the kind of energy that I'm getting, which you're giving up on. The reason for the reading is the Eight of Wands. This is what you don't see coming. You have, I'm getting a full-blown relationship that's coming towards your way, okay? But this definitely has to do with someone who's wanting to maintain their stature of being single for a very long time, and they're finally ready for this. They're finally ready to take that leap. And what you don't see coming is a lot of communication back and forth. Again, this could be online dating, whatever, but I feel that your manifestations are finally coming to fruition, okay? This is forward moment. This is first forward moment, okay? It's like almost like from 0 to 130 seconds, all right? Yeah, well, that's not what I meant. But what I meant was things are going to go really, really quick, okay, before you even know it. In the near future with the strength here, I feel that you're going to hold on to this relationship, okay? There's something that needs a lot of strength. There's something that needs a lot of strength, stamina, and courage to hold on to this, okay? So I feel that you are going to try and control the outcome, but more than anything, I feel that you're going to put in your 100% in this relationship, okay? Because I think it's a long time coming. What you're doing right now with the High Priestess, okay, one of you is giving the other person the silent treatment, or it's just that you who's trusting their intuition, and guess what? Your intuition's on point, okay? You know what I'm getting? Almost what I'm getting is that the moment you give up, right? The moment you give up, and that's when it comes in, law of attraction, right? In your environment with the Seven of Wands, I feel there's someone here who's very, very stubborn. Very stubborn, okay? Maybe this person is stubborn with the strength of the Seven of Wands. I feel that this person could be someone, you know, who's, again, putting in a lot of strength, okay, to make this happen. Because again, with the Magician, we see that is the influencing card. So yeah, it's the obsession, it's the passion towards this relationship, okay? And the only problem is that this relationship, it does have a certain amount of toxicity attached to it, okay? So that's something that you'll have to be careful about. It's almost like the devil and the lovers are almost the same. It is a union, but with the devil is a union of two people, but it is with the devil then, okay? It's almost like blessed by the devil. In your emotions with the Ace of Pentacles, say you're giving this person the silent treatment, but at the same time you want this brand new beginning with this person, okay? And in your environment, I think there's someone who's very, very stubborn here, someone who is wanting to stand their ground. I feel you both are in the same energies, but one person is not saying it and trusting their intuition, and the more you're trusting your intuition, the more you're keeping quiet, the more you're letting go, the more the opposite person is getting more attracted to you and wanting to make this happen, okay? However, with the Eight of Swords, I feel that there's someone here who's creating their own stress. Okay, so whoever's creating their own stress, right? This is one person who's coming in their own way. So I'm still, however, going to clarify why do we have this one ugly card in all these cards. Alright. Tell me, why is the Nine of Pentacles in reverse as the overall energy? Yeah, see. So this could be someone who's, you know what, again, it could be someone who's codependent, like I said before, okay, someone who's, could be someone who's struggling financially, but at the same time, this is someone who's not realizing their worth or value, okay. But with the Empress in reverse here, you could be dealing, this is now coming in because with the Empress in reverse, I feel, again, I'm getting two cards of codependency, okay. So there's someone who just needs someone who needs to be in a relationship anyhow, okay. They're very afraid of being alone. You could be dealing with someone like that, okay. Why is the Three of Wands in reverse? What have you given up on? Yeah, okay, see? So on your mind, I think you've given up on a long-term commitment, or it's almost like you're waiting for a commitment to come in, and your commitment to come in, and you're giving up because it's just not coming in. You could have waited and manifested this commitment, but it's just not coming in. And why is the Seven of Wands here? Why is the Seven of Wands here? See, someone is very, very stubborn in your environment, okay? This is someone who's very stuck in their ways. So it could be you who's very determined and wanting to do things their way only. You're going to stand your ground. I feel there's someone here who's standing their ground and standing by what they think is right, and they're not ready to change their ways, okay? They're probably not trying to see things from another person's perspective, okay? That's what's in your environment. Again, this could be the cross watcher, okay? This could be you just changed energies. Well, what is the High Priestess? Why is the High Priestess here? So you're keeping to yourself, you're trusting your intuition with the High Priestess, but again, because you're emotionally shut off, okay? You're emotionally shut off because this person, you could have waited for a commitment and they're not coming in, and the person who's in your environment, they're just not trying to see things from your point of view, okay? They're only stuck the way they want things to happen. Again, I'm getting someone, you know, it's like, it's my way, you know, and they're very, very hell-bent. I'm getting a very stubborn, defensive, egoic energy, not ego, but more of like stubborn energy. They're just not ready to budge, okay? They want to defend themselves, okay? Even if they know that they're not trying to look at things from your point of view, they're just stuck, all right? And in your emotions, you're keeping quiet, you're keeping things shut, because I think you're emotionally very, very sad, okay? There's a sense of sadness and depression around this, because it's almost like you thought once there was a lot of potential in a certain relationship, but now you're not seeing it anymore, okay? So that's why I think you're shut down emotionally, and you're choosing to keep quiet and let this person realize what they're doing. Okay, why is the Eight of Swords here? I think someone's still going to be very stuck, tight, and bound to a certain situation, okay? Why is the Eight of Swords here? Okay, too many cards. Maybe just one card. Why is the Eight of Swords here? Yeah, see? Someone's stuck in their head. They've been giving this a lot of thought, okay? With the Four of Swords and the Queen of Wands. Either there's someone who sees you as a go-getter. They see you as someone very attractive, very passionate. They see you as a go-getter, okay? But again, they're giving this a lot of thought. I think there's a period of break between you guys, okay? And, but the problem here is that whoever's stuck in their head, right? They're stuck in their head with whether they want to take this leap of faith with you or not. They have trust issues, okay? Either this person has had trust issues in a previous relationship. They could have gone through hell and back, and now they think it's risky business. That's why they're taking leaps of doubt instead of faith, and that's what's they're stuck in, okay? But the problem here is this person's coming in their own way. They're creating their own stress. You have a brand new beginning here, okay? I think the doubt is they just don't know if they're going to be able to feed this connection, if they're going to be able to nurture this connection. Yeah, because again, you could be dealing with someone who's codependent on something or someone, okay? What is the strength? Something's requiring a lot of strength. What is the strength here? See? There's someone here who knows this is their emotional happiness, okay? This is their emotional fulfillment. With the Knight of Cups here, I feel that this person wants to come in and be vulnerable. They want to open up emotionally, okay? This person wants to come in and give you that love offer, that commitment, whatever, okay? Because you make them happy, they make you happy. But the problem here is that they're not putting in the work. This is someone who's either fearing lack of reciprocity or someone who's just not ready to invest in the work and they don't want to put in the hard work. They probably feel that, you know what, this thing requires a lot of